from Hollywood, California. Welcome to the future of Hollywood with your host, Anthony Gilardi.
In today's episode, we are back with Richard Cabral. In episode 1, we discussed acting. We discussed a lot of the personal things that Richard has been through. In episode 2, we saw a very special monologue performed by Anthony Gilardi Acting Studios, Clayton Cardenas. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about humanity and something that I call unique technique. And to show a little sample of what I mean by unique technique, I'm going to present Richard Cabral's latest project, Out the Box. You could find it on YouTube. And here is a very special sneak peek.
Come on, man, hurry up, you got it. There you go. Keep it moving. Almost there, buddy. Almost there. Told you could do it.
Yeah,
What do you think?
it's beautiful, man.
Yeah, it is. We still down for tonight, though?
Yeah, definitely.
As I wake up, take a step in this cold world. I take a breather while the thoughts in my head twirl. Ain't no sympathy in souls nowadays. Without shame, no jerking just to get paid. And that's in general, not just in business. The closest ones betray you on the quickness. So here I am shedding tears for a clam. I miss my dog, kill me, he ain't around. Frenemies left me to die on the ground. Shit scarred my heart. God to guide him down the right path. Tell me how if I
Fight to the death? It makes no difference now.
rewind the claim, but they can't match my malady. Still I stand.
I seen you standing outside the house, waiting for them to come out. Car slowly pulls up to where you're at. They're probably wanting the same thing as you. Before I could get back to my text, I heard the first shot ring out. The Nazca explodes from the fire of the gun. The car switches out. In my mind, I'm scared because I wonder if I'm next. I run to you. Laid out on the concrete, moaning, crying in pain. A puddle of blood got water by the seconds. Call for help. Please, somebody call for help. I'll pull you in my arms and I'll hold your head up. Primo, you with me? Help! Primo, you with me? I'm here. I feel the warm blood pumping from your back. I try to stop it, but it just gushes through my fingers. It hurts. I know it hurts, but you stay with me. You stay with me. Don't you close your fucking eyes. Your young faces flash before me. No. Help! Help! Come on, man. No, you fucking do this. No! How did it end up like this? Please, God. Please. Why did it end up like this?
there's just very few words that can describe something like that. And like we say in class all the time, and we talk about it all the time, there's something that I call a unique technique. And every human being in the world has a unique technique. It's just something that makes them special, makes them unique. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a special talent. It can be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, like dancing and singing and stuff like that. Sometimes our best unique technique is just our hearts,
right,
and our souls, and who we are, our past, and our heritage, or even our language. That makes us unique. And I tell my students when they start coming up to embrace that. Embrace who you are. If you have an accent, if your hair is turning white, or if you're a little bit overweight, or whatever, people tell you you're too tall, you're too short. Forget about all that stuff. It's nonsense. Everyone's going to break into the business as themselves. And I'm really big on unique technique. And you are a perfect example of someone that embraced their unique technique, and it just opened up doors for you. And then with your passion and your talent, you were able to walk through the door and stay inside. So a couple years ago when we were working together in class, we started embracing the unique technique. And I remember one time you were doing a monologue or one of your spoken word pieces, and you said something on the lines of, "This is my unique technique," and you took your shirt off. And you did, and you showed all your tattoos, and I'll never forget that moment.
Yeah.
You know, do you remember that?
Yeah, we were in Malibu. Or
Yeah,
something, right?
exactly, exactly. We had a class outside
yeah.
In Malibu at the base of a canyon, and we did class there, and then we all went for a hike. It was amazing, and the students got to do monologues and sing and dance and all that stuff, and Richard brought in his unique technique.
Right.
It was one of the first times the class was able to see
Me.
you in all your splendor. Talk to me about what you feel your unique technique is and how it opened doors for you.
I think, as you said, that where we come from is unique, and where I came from was unique. And just growing up in society, it teaches you to be sometimes ashamed, you know, that if you're going to make it in a regular world, regular society, you're people that come from where I come from and did things that I did, they're looked down upon. And finally, when you told me that it was okay, like, and that's when I started opening up and being proud of where I came from, you know, being coming from gangs, coming from East Los Angeles, you know, my tattoos, you know, I was kind of ashamed, you know, of being like this, because people would look at me different, you know, but yeah, as I started embracing it, and that's when I just things just started opening up in me that I never knew that I had in me.
Nothing in the world is going to make us more unique than our own special pain, and that comes from our past. We all had our own experience.
Right.
And that's something that I feel an actor should embrace first and foremost, even before they learn techniques and things like that. I think if you don't own that, then you're really going down the wrong road.
Because, like, I mean, the outer appearance is one thing, and they were like, oh, you embrace the outer, but it wasn't the outer. I had to embrace the inner.
Exactly.
And then the outer was just part of it. My outer reflected my inner.
Exactly.
And I was ashamed of it. Yeah. And but then when I learned that to not be ashamed of my inner, then that's when that was my...
And you talk about all the time, I've heard you talk about it in public, your time in prison, and in your spoken word pieces all the time you talk about the abuse that you had when you were young, and it's like we could live the rest of our lives being ashamed of that stuff, or we could just accept the fact that, look, these things happened to me and it's okay.
Yeah.
And because I'm an artist now, I could bring that to my art.
Right.
And I don't know anybody in the world that did that better than you.
Thank you.
And it's a very, very special thing. This is a tough business, and it's very competitive. If you don't know who you are and you don't embrace who you are, then someone that is embracing who they are, they're going to beat you.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. So I'm calling this show The Future of Hollywood. You are a part of the future of Hollywood, but most importantly, my studio, these students, the ones that came out today, you guys are the future of Hollywood. So I want to hear what you guys think about this, okay? Benny, what do you think?
When you introduced me to Unique Technique, that's when I really started looking for who I really was inside, because I had taken other acting classes, and they always used to say I was too shy and I smiled too much or stuff like that. So they just made me feel like it wasn't good or I wasn't good enough. And when you introduced me to this, I finally started embracing it, and I found out that that's who I am. You know, so if that's how my understanding of a character goes, that's what I'm gonna let the audience feel.
Exactly. Very good, Benny boy. Excellent. Awesome. What do you guys think? I want to hear your comments. Anybody? Heather?
I have a question for Richard. A lot of people take their work home and they take their work into their daily life.
Right.
How do you take your life into your acting? How do you infuse that into your acting?
I believe life and art are one.
Mm-hmm.
And like I have to bring in my experiences every single time. Like they work hand in hand.
It's funny because I describe Richard as someone that is just always Richard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you ask him a question like, how do you turn it on and off? He doesn't even understand.
I don't turn it off.
It never gets turned off. It's always on.
Yeah.
And believe me, I know him personally, and he's right.
Yeah, because I'm a firm believer that these characters in this art, like, it doesn't come from nobody else. Like, oh, you have to turn into this. No, it is always you.
Yeah.
And I believe that with my heart, 100%.
Exactly. And it's like until the actor creates the humanity, the characters are just words on a piece of paper. We're the ones that add the heart and the soul, so that's why we need to add our heart and our soul. Charles, what do you think?
Well, once I started studying with you, I realized that what I thought was originally going to be really hard for me to do, like getting down to really dark emotional states, was actually much easier than I thought, just because you invited me to, try to explore that.
Exactly. Tapping into your own pain. That's the best unique technique that any actor could have. Very good, Charles. Thank you. All right, man. I don't know what to say. I'm just honored that you would come in and be the first guest that I have for the new show. I couldn't think of a better person to come in.
Thank you.
Richard Cabral, ladies and gentlemen. Richard Cabral. That is all the time we have today, but I want to remind you guys, as always, to embarrass yourselves every day. Take a risk. Don't forget. And this is not the end. This is just the beginning, because the future of Hollywood knows that the best is yet to come.